During the first 2 years of my fitness journey, there was one thing that I was really bad at, and it was running. I was a shitty runner. I was the kind of guy to just go to the gym, lift weights, eat a good diet, look amazing, but when it came to cardio, even though I looked like I was in a good shape, I could not really run. I had a really hard time running. I remember going to this 10k run, at least I wanted to run a 10k run, but after 2 kilometers, I was so tired and I ran in a 5:30 pace and I just couldn't keep going. And this one, I did it when I was in a very low body fat percentage. When I was fat, I couldn't even run a kilometer, right? I had a very hard time running. After reading David Goggins' book, a year and a half ago, I decided to start and run. Not because I wanted to get in an amazing cardiovascular shape, not because I cared about endurance. I just wanted to build mental strength, and it worked. In the last 6 months, I've run a half marathon every week. I wanna talk about one day 6 months ago, my first half marathon run. I didn't really believe that I could run it, so my friend invited me to go and run with him that half marathon. He wanted to run it, I wanted to run it too, and we decided to do it together. And that morning, so we did it at 5:30 a.m, but for the 1 hour beforehand, I got ready, I went to that place in which we decided to meet each other, and I had a lot of doubt. I knew that this guy, because he was a very fast runner, he would push me to my limits, and I was afraid. I said to myself, today you are going to push yourself to your limits, you will shatter some limiting beliefs. And I was half excited, half scared, but I just went there, we started running. At first it was hard, and then, I finished it. Throughout the whole run, I had a really hard time, and that guy, he also had a really hard time, but not as much as me. So I used to run back in those days. I started running around 6 months before that point. But running for that amount of distance with the pace that I was running at, I was not used to it, and it was really hard. But at the end, I finished it and I was so freaking proud. And here is the thing. The only reason why I had managed to run this run in the first place, why I went to it in the first place, was because I allowed myself. Now, this might sound wishy-washy and weird for you. Like, Ori, what the fuck are you talking about? You allowed yourself? Let me explain. It's not that I just snapped my fingers and became good at running and ran a half marathon in terms of my capability. I didn't just become good at it like this. I trained for it. I built belief. But I needed to have this belief in order to do it in the first place. If I had none of this belief, if I would just go with no belief, and I would think that I would just quit midway because I can do it, I'm not capable of doing so, I would probably quit midway because I would become incapable of doing so because of the lack of belief. So it goes like this, I think. The mind determines the actions, right? If you don't believe that you can do something, you just genuinely don't believe that you can do it, you won't even try, right? But if you believe that you can do it, I think, then that's a way to start. That's just allowing yourself to start, to try. And you might be proven wrong, right? You might try and fail. But the only way in which you can actually start and try is if you believe in yourself. 3 years ago, when I started my fitness journey, I was fat. And to be honest, I didn't really believe that I could do it, that I could get in as good of a shape as I am in right now. But I believed that I could start, that I might be able to do so. I didn't have firm belief, but I forced this weak belief to be there. I still believed, right? I had a belief. And if I had none of it, if I was just pessimistic about it, I would have not tried, and I would have not seen the results that I've seen, which are amazing results. And let's say that in different universe, my genetics would suck. Trying is still better in that scenario. I would still get better by trying than not. Even though my genetics suck, I would still get better. How much? As much as my genetics will allow me to be, right? But the first step is actually believing. The lack of belief is the worst thing that you can have, and not in a motivational, wishy-washy kind of way, just in a logical way. Because when you don't believe that you can do it, it can be done, not to the greatest extent, right? Zero belief, that's when you don't try. Some people say that they don't believe that they can achieve that goal, but they try, so their actions speak louder than words. They still believe it. You have to believe it to some extent in your mind, not in your words, in your mind. Think about hypnosis, right? I really like to use this example. If a guy gets hypnotized to forget his name, no matter how many times you will ask him, what's your name, what's your name, what's your name, he will not remember, right? You can go and search on YouTube and find a guy who is hypnotized to forget his name. He just does not remember. And it is the same thing with belief. If you genuinely believe that there is no chance that you can achieve this goal, then you would act this way. Instead of saying, I don't remember my name, what's my name, or my name is, I don't know, you just not try. And that's the saddest thing. Because the people who watch these videos, these kind of videos, are not the people that need me to tell them, bro, you need to believe yourself. Because they already watch these videos, their actions, right? They speak louder than words. But those who just don't believe at all, they would not even bother to watch a video like this one. Right? They will not even bother. So my message is not in this video at least to tell you, bro, believe in yourself, bro. Go from 0 belief to 1. It's just that don't stop believing in yourself unless failure is so loud that you cannot just ignore it, right? I don't look at it in terms of the outcome. I look at it in terms of the input, and I try to perfect the input to make it as good as possible. And that's where I gain my fulfillment from transforming my actions to be as good as possible. And I think that a lot of more people should derive their fulfillment from this place and not from the results. Because the results will come. They will come from the input, right? From the cause. The output will come. You should believe that you can do it. You should believe that it can be achieved. And if you are proven wrong, then stop believing in it, right? Don't be delusional to this extent. But starting from a place of some delusion is great as long as you are open to changing your mind. Start from a place of delusion not because you're dumb. I don't start from there because I'm dumb, but because you know that it is the best place to start from. And you will be proven right or wrong from your experience, from the feedback that you will get from the world. And because you are fluid in your mind, you allow yourself to change your mind, then you will change it to reality. You will ground it in reality. But you should ground it in reality from a place of opening yourself to achieve as much as possible. Because limiting yourself is just as dumb, and it is limiting yourself, and if you limit yourself, you don't achieve the greatest outcome, because you won't try, right? And that's essentially it. If you want to see me yap about other things, about life, about fitness, about mindset, you can like and subscribe. I will see you tomorrow.